Hey guys.
Welcome to Right
Fucking.
Now.
That was great for being completely non-rehearsed.
Yes.
So we thought we'd have this full circle moment where all three of the hosts and former hosts of this podcast come on together.
Here we are. You're welcome, world.
This was the brainchild of Karen. She hit me up. She's like, I have an idea. And I was like, I fucking love this idea.
Yes.
So here we are. We're doing it. Right fucking now.
We're doing it. Is this season 5 now?
Hey!
Did we just start season 5?
Yeah, here we are. Congrats, guys.
I like the inconsistency in our seasons. Sometimes it's 2 episodes, sometimes it's 40, maybe
It's
not
a
that many.
surprise. We want to keep you guys on your toes. That's
Whatever
our
we feel
objective.
like doing right fucking
now.
Yeah.
It's
That was
great.
good.
Okay. So
All right,
we,
John.
we don't know what we're talking about, but John has an
I
idea.
felt inspired to come full circle and go back to basics, total basics, because today I felt complete mastery of the core concept that emotions always follow thoughts or beliefs. I've heard Bashar say it several times. It's impossible to have an emotion without an underlying belief. Abraham sometimes says you can practice an emotion so much you just kind of get the baseline going and you don't really know what's behind it, but there's always something behind it. And I was playing with this idea several times today to the point where I literally was writing down what the thought was, disproving it by finding evidence at other points in my life or evidence from other people in the world that it's not true. And I was straight up feeling the change in emotion and proving to myself that this is 100% true. And I was recognizing we don't really want relief from the circumstance that feels bad. We want relief from the thought we're thinking that's out of alignment with ourselves. And as soon as we find the thought and disprove it or prove it enough that we can believe it, the emotion shifts 100% of the time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is it the thought or the perspective? Or what's the difference?
Really, what is the difference? So I would put that all under the same umbrella: belief, thought, perspective, interpretation, definition. I'd put that all under the umbrella of what I'm thinking about it. And I recognize I could play with it in several different ways. Pun intended, as Karen's smirking. So
I like that. And one thing that I've noticed is that when I'm thinking a thought or believing something that's out of alignment with my true self, with what's truly true always, it will feel disturbing. It will feel off. And so emotional guidance, right? We use that as a barometer of, gosh, what the hell am I thinking that I feel this way?
100%. And I see what Abraham says too, to quote her, where she says, you're born lovers. You're all lovers. Anytime you choose a perspective, I mean, I guess the love is both an interpretation and an emotion, but I recognize sometimes, like thinking a coworker, for instance, you say, oh, this coworker is an idiot. It kind of feels better at first, but then you realize it actually doesn't feel better because you really don't want to be working with an idiot coworker. And if you're collapsing the probability of infinite potentials of that coworker, you're calling that one forth. So sometimes what appears to feel good initially doesn't really feel good, but having the discernment to look at the belief and actually identify what you want, what you always want, is to love, is to feel good, and it's always based in a perspective of empowerment for self and other.
Yeah, well, anytime, we think someone's an idiot or even somebody's better than us, it's creating separation. It's buying into that illusion of separation, which might feel good for a moment if you think you're better than somebody. But again, it's that feeling of separation. And once it catches up with you, it feels out of alignment. It feels terrible.
Oh, yeah.
But what is it? Like, why does it feel good sometimes to think the not good things?
I'll defer.
What is that about?
Yeah, great question. So here's where the emotional guidance scale comes in. The recognition that you work yourself up this scale, and you can only, given our current paradigm and belief system, we can only hop so fast. So when you're complete disempowerment, complete victimization, my reality is happening to me, my reality is fucking me, I'm a victim of my reality. Initially, anger is an easy first step to go to say, no, that person's wrong. because from that you get the emotional feedback, well, I have at least some power now to declare this person wrong, but then realizing I don't really want to stay there long. And I can work myself up. It becomes so interesting to play with observation. I've been doing a ton of Rupert Spira meditations lately, and he's very big on just observing the self, not really even playing with it like Bashar and Abraham would suggest, but just observing it. And I can observe these thoughts come up in real time now and decide to play with them. It's so weird. There's multiple perspectives existing within each of us all the time.
One of the things that I've been playing with recently with my automatic writing is intentionally looking at moments of past hurt and picking them up and saying like, okay, where is the misinterpretation of that moment? Where is that perspective that was off somehow? And what's been fun about this, and at first I was a little bit like, wait, should I even do this? You know, should I put the focus on this? And what I got back when I asked that question with the automatic writing was, if the hurt's still there, if you're still experiencing it, like why not see if you can extract some juice from it? And so what I've found now is the excitement of when I bump into a thought that feels like not good. An example was just the other day I was on Facebook and you know how they do the memories, and it was literally a memory from 10 years ago living in the Bay Area, and it was like the memory itself was super happy, and then I thought of an adjacent memory, and then I felt that and then I was like, whoa, there's something still here from 10 years ago. And now I get the opportunity to actually like look at it and dissect it. And it's been a really fun experience because it kind of almost feels like a treasure hunt, right? Like I'm peeling back these old things, this old patina that doesn't need to be there anymore, and I get to have more clarity around it.
That's very cool. I always talk about that because what I do is subconscious mind stuff, and people say, well, how do I know if something's not fully processed? And I say, well, if you remember something and there's any sting to it, any charge, any negative emotions, thoughts, sensations coming up, it's not processed, which means it's running in the background without your permission, without you knowing it's there, but it's sucking energy from this present moment. So it's so cool that you're doing that and like finding it in that way.
Yeah, it's interesting too, the idea of sucking memory, like energy. Even if the memory isn't active in the moment, even if I'm not focused on it, there still could be energy drop. What is it called in like electrical world? Like a leak or something.
Yeah. You can have an energy leak with electricity, just like you can have with water. It's the same thing. You have a little ground fault that's trickling out.
I love that.
100%.
So finding those leaks, clearing them up.
Yeah.
Patina is such a great word to use right there, since I especially know it's copper, right? When it starts to get green. Yeah. So it's that idea that it's like covered with something, but it's really shiny underneath. I've noticed some really core level beliefs. The more I look and actually write out what am I believing is true, sometimes there's like superficial, quick, easy answers, but then I realize the same thought pattern occurring. So I recognize I can't really have found the belief. Some of the most reoccurring beliefs that I'm recognizing, or the most core reoccurring beliefs, one of them is the idea that a person, a place, or a thing needs to be the path to bring me what I know is coming to me. So I'll be friends with someone and think, or in the dating world is the most common example, you'll think something is supposed to come through that partner because they are that partner. But then to quote Abraham, you're not the stage manager. You're not the law of attraction. Set your intention and surrender, as everyone says, to how it comes about. It's this insistence that I'm just speaking for myself, that I recognize like, no, this location, this person, or this event, this job needs to be the pathway for more. But that insistence 9 times out of 10 now on those specific elements being the path to bring it to me is what causes it to go off the rails. And if I can just say, hey, I love this person's company and their presence, or I love this job's opportunity to work in this way, and who cares what comes through it, it'll come through some path, and like release it and set it free, it immediately feels so much better most of the time.
For sure. And, you know, I just did this workshop with a friend of mine on abundance, and we were talking about that, like, so many people are trying to attract money and they think that's the only form of abundance, right? And this woman gave the example, like she lets her husband have the nice towels and she uses the crappy ones, and she really wants just some nice new towels. and she wants to make the money to buy the towels. I'm like, well, what if the towels just showed up? If you release the attachment to it having to come a certain way and being open. And one of our participants said, I've been wanting this particular sewing machine. I know it's funny, for like a year. And all of a sudden, right after our workshop is kind of interesting, but one of her clients died, and her daughter's like, she has these 2 sewing machines. I don't know what to do with them. So I'm like, she didn't need the money to buy them. She didn't need to do all the research. They just showed up.
That's amazing.
That's releasing that attachment to it having to come a certain way.
Yeah, I have
or
a
from
great
a certain
follow-up.
person, right?
Yeah, right. That insistence, or the insistence on the pattern, like you're saying, the money coming to the thing. I got so inspired watching someone write on an iPad. They were taking notes on an iPad. And I was talking about this to someone, maybe at the last workshop we did. I'd love to share it on the air because it was so powerful to me. And I'm totally paperless now. Everything's digital in my life, except for my notebook where I write my daily notes and dissect things. And I was thinking, I would feel so good. What a great permission slip to write digitally. So satisfying. I was about to go on Amazon and buy one. And I said, I'm going to surrender this and see if one can come in most interesting and unexpected ways. And I love you guys pretending to be interested and excited like you haven't heard this before. So this is all for our viewers out there. Long story short, I'm in a meditation and I realize I already have an iPad in my closet just sitting there. And it was part of like a point of sale system. So I forgot that it was really just an iPad clicked into a square thing. And that realization, what Abraham's always saying, you don't manifest so much as you realize it's already in front of you. And that was such a great example to myself of realizing it.
That's amazing. I love that story too.
Yeah.
Because it was there.
It was there.
Oh my gosh.
Right in front.
It's interesting. So we've been reading the book, A Happy Pocket Full of Money, in a book club. And one of the exercises from that book was this idea of just even noting all of the different forms of abundance that's happening. So over the past week or so, on a daily basis, I'm just making notes of small things like, hey, found a penny, got a free beer, or whatever, like silly, fun things like that. But then also there's been some bigger things that I'm like, wow, I wouldn't have thought of that as like a surprise form of abundance. But I think just putting our focus on the things in our environment that are abundance beyond money or getting something for free, but like somebody really providing us value in an unexpected way has been a fun thing to play with, and just shifting my perspective and my belief around what is that abundance, right? So it's been super fun to play with.
There's so many forms. We talk about it too. It's health, an abundance of health, or an abundance of energy, an abundance of friendships, all that stuff. So I have a really ridiculous story about what you focus on expands and being grateful for things. So I went camping the other day with my daughter, and I got stung by a scorpion for the first time in my life. In a ridiculous way. Like I was doing dishes and I grabbed the dish and it was on there. It didn't hurt. It hurt less than an ant bite, I think. And I was so grateful. I'm like, I kept waiting for the pain to come and it didn't. And I'm like, I'm so grateful because it was move out day. It was like pack up day. But I'm like, how is that possible? Like I had a hole. I had like a little bit of blood on my thumb. Nothing happened.
Wow.
Nothing. And I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Abundance. That's abundance.
That's a great
That's like, my body is like a rock star. I'm like, I couldn't believe it.
And what a powerful belief to hold on to. My body is a rock star.
Yeah.
Nothing affects me.
Right? Shocking.
It was proof to yourself of the belief system you had. And Joshua was huge on this, using manifestation event forms not only to dissect the limiting beliefs, but when you find, he calls them a more true belief or more empowering, because the ultimate truth is you're everything everywhere all at once.
Right.
So you go closer to truth, just like that. My body's a rock. I'm amazing. Like nothing can harm me.
I mean, if we're all
That.
energy,
Yeah.
we get to choose the response.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And even though the idea of like pain, right? It's just a sensation, right? Playing with the idea of doing cold showers, right? And like I used to start warm showers and then I would like work to cold at the end. Well, now I've just been playing with the idea of like, hey, let's just start cold right away. And it's shocking and I feel it. But then I'm like, wait, it's just a sensation, right? It's just a moment and that moment passes. And so it's kind of been fun to play with that as well.
Wait, you get cold water?
That is big.
Yeah.
My cold water is about 85 right now.
Me too. Even the cold water to drink from the sink,
This
I'm
isn't
like,
even
oh.
shocking. I'm doing so well. Good job, Alicia.
That's a good point.
Wait till January.
Maybe
then we'll
that's why
see.
I'm good at it.
I'm not going to take it away from you.
Yeah,
You're a rock
Thank
star,
you.
Alicia.
That is so powerful. Being okay with discomfort.
Oh.
And Bashar's big on this. Remove the storyline and just observe the sensation.
Yeah.
Even if it's purely emotion sensation of anger or fear, blank out the storyline and sit with it and recognize, it's
Yeah.
really just a sensation. I'm okay with this.
Even the use of that idea of being like comfortable with discomfort, right? Like it's not even discomfort. It just is. It's a thing, right? And I choose to define it or not, or just stay neutral about it.
Redefining it.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe even I pivot sometimes again to pain and saying it's benefiting me. The best example that comes to me is getting a vaccination, getting a shot. Like when you're a kid, I feel like they don't do shots anymore. When I was a kid, like it was all the time, right?
They
like
do.
tetanus and this and that. Yeah, they do.
They do.
I guess I haven't been to the doctor in like 30 years. So
You don't have any kids.
yeah, that would be it. But you like tell them, hey, it's going to be painful, but this is benefiting you. And even as a kid, I remember being like, oh, sweet, I'm going to be stronger from this pain.
Mm-hmm.
I could do the same thing, like twist the ankle and be like, oh yeah, it's building back a stronger ankle right now. And now I'm indestructible. And then you get the emotional feedback. I get the emotional feedback immediately. Hey, this thought is in alignment because there is no objective truth. There is no time. So nothing's going to play out in a way different than you define it.
Smart. I also, along that idea of vaccines, right? And like breaking bones. Don't they say that after you break a bone, it grows back stronger, right? And so if there's that focus on like, well, if I broke it, it's going to be that much stronger. So
Yes. And everything seems to be that way.
Like your heart. Break your heart.
Ooh,
Comes
yeah.
back stronger.
Yeah.
More resilient.
I love that. That's good.
If you look at most of the most successful business people, does that make sense? Most of the most successful business people.
Yes.
The most.
I love
Don't
studying.
be the mostest.
The grammar police here today. You viewers missed it earlier. I was getting grammar policed and grammar shamed hard. But that's all right because my grammar grows back stronger. My grammar tree is a fucking iron tree now. And I lost my whole train of thought. But I feel
Means you're in a
grammarly
different-
stronger.
You're in a different
The most
That's
successful
right.
business people.
Oh yeah, the most successful
Yeah.
business people. I started getting a lot of stuff on my Insta feeds with like Bezos and Musk and some of these other business people. Hi, Coconut. We have a snoring dog, which is cute as sin. Anyway, so I like to listen to their perspective on things, and you realize they're not only cool with failure, but they're literally defining it as benefiting them by either saying one less way we know not to do something, or I learned something from this. Just a million different ways to reframe it, but they are literally embodying it. And again, is it cause or effect or cause? The present moment gives you the reason why. It's the state of being that's everything. So they really are in that state of being.
Well, if you don't fail, you're not playing big enough. Like you're not taking any risks if you don't fail. So failure is like, for me, it's proof. Like, man, I'm playing a big game. I'm not playing small. I'm not hiding. I'm not staying in my comfort zone. Because if I was there, I would be a rock star and everything. So it's interesting because I started doing ecstatic dance, and there are people that do this thing called contact improv, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And so sometimes I'll dance with someone for a few seconds, and they're like, "Oh," and they just leave, and I'm like, I think it's so funny because I give myself permission to just fuck it up and just like go all out, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, let them leave. Let them go dance with someone who knows what they're doing. But I'm not going to not dance with people because I'm afraid they're going to reject me. I don't care. I'm like, how else am I going to learn but by fucking it up? So I love that. In any arena where I get the opportunity, like you play an instrument, right? And you learned as an adult.
Yep.
So you're out there and you're performing, and that's huge, right? You're willing to fuck it up in front of people.
Yep. Oh, and fuck ups happen. They totally happen. And I actually just talked about this last episode with Colleen, but even the word failure, right? Like for me, I'm working on that connotation of like, oh, it's not a failure if you learn, but it's like, no, like what's wrong with the word failure? Just call it a failure, but then have a positive connotation with that word, right? It was the opportunity to reflect the fact that I'm playing big enough, or pushing those boundaries, I'm pushing my edge, or like failure is associated with learning. Hard stop, it's one and the same. So it was interesting that I had a friend reflect to me my own kind of hesitancy with that word failure, and I'm really glad that I get to play with it now, and I get to own my failures.
It's so not encouraged here in this society, and yet we want our kids to be resilient and to take risks once they become adults, but it's not encouraged. I mean, our kids are encouraged to stay in a box, and so are we for the most part. And I had a leadership trainer, she would say, if you're going to fuck it up with passion. And I'm like, fuck yeah, really right? Like, if you're going to just go, don't be wishy-washy, go all in, like just play.
Hell yeah.
And the older I get, the more I embody that, because, I mean, you know me, I don't really care. Like, if people don't like me, then that's fine. I'm not everyone's cup of tea.
Abundance of friends are
I do.
Yeah. Failure also is an insistence on an outcome. I recognize this all the time. And we all know the formula: act on your highest excitement with zero insistence or expectation on the outcome and remain in a positive state no matter what happens. It puts undue pressure on the ego, or the separate self who's looking out from this apparently physical body, that it's supposed to know how things are come to pass. And we know the ego is only designed, it's only structurally built to experience what's happening in the present moment. It's reality or source or creation or whatever you call it, the quantum field, that knows the best way, the best means to collapse the probability to bring it about. So to go back to this core belief that I excitedly uncovered, it's saying this action or this person or this job is supposed to result, this action of playing a keyboard or flying a jet suit like I was doing last week, like is supposed to go this certain way. It's the insistence when the separate self cannot know how it's supposed to happen. So I am recognizing the whole concept of failure is a flawed premise. If I'm always acting on my highest excitement and know I'm doing it, perfect. And sometimes I will discover a bad feeling belief, or belief that's out of alignment in the action of acting on my excitement. And now it's becoming fun, because 50% of the time I act on my excitement like, fuck yes, it's a fuck yes, I'm going to do this, it feels so good. It actually yields, oh my God, that felt awful. And it's beautiful because it's bringing the out of alignment beliefs to the surface half the time. Half the time it goes beautifully and I love it and it amplifies, but the other half is the gift of unearthing what was hidden. And when you approach it with curiosity, like you were saying, like, ooh, let's see what this is, it's all good.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and if you can go back to the core belief that every single thing is happening for me. Everything is happening for me. And I really believe everything will be used for our growth and development either way. So you can't do it wrong. You can't fuck it up.
There's no way. Love it.
But
okay.
You can right fucking now it.
Right fucking now. You know what we need right fucking now?
What do we need? Coconut?
We need
a little coconut.
A coconut cameo.
The official mascot.
It's been a minute since she's made her appearance.
So that she matched Chad.
We got full mohawk.
Check out that mohawk. My mohawk sister. What's up, sister?
Well, I didn't have much in terms of expectations of outcome other than I knew this was going to be fun. Right? I knew it was going to be fun.
Of course,
this
it's
awesome.
fun. It's always fun.
100%.
Coconut likes it.
Any closing thoughts for our viewers, listeners, or friends?
We're going to ponder. We're pondering. Closing thoughts. I would say, like, part of it is just playing. Like, life is a game. There's nothing serious going on here, right? So if you really embody that and just do something out of your comfort zone, it doesn't have to be big either. Like, to start, to do one thing. And I like to play with strangers. Boy, do I ever. But it's interesting. Like, I went hiking in Sedona, and this woman said, oh, you guys can pass. And I just looked her in the eye and said, thank you. And then later we caught up, and she said, I told this guy I was with, like, when you looked me in the eyes, you really looked me in the eyes. And I felt like you were looking into my soul. And I just took 1 second and made eye contact and said, hey, you're human. I'm a human. I see you. I didn't say anything, But just
cool.
do something to make someone else feel seen or heard, or I don't know. Just
do something to play with your edge a little bit, right? If it feels funny, if it feels off, hey, you got a belief you can go look at. You have a thought or perspective you can shift. So, I like that.
And in the end, who cares? Like, really, who cares? If someone's judging you, that's their shit. It's not yours. It's their own projection of their own unhealed parts, and you're playing a role for them to unearth it. So it's all good. We're all here together.
Very
Right,
well
John?
said.
Right, Alicia?
Help a buddy unearth their negative beliefs.
That's what I always say if I piss someone off, I'm like, you're welcome. I'm playing a role for you. That stuff's ready to be healed.
I love that. Just telling them you're welcome. That's great.
You do that too, don't you?
Sometimes. I've been toning it down a little. I've been taking more of the Rupert approach. I'm going to be kind, but still hold to my truth and my excitement. Yeah.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
feeling satisfied.
I'm feeling
Me
Great.
too.
Great. Well, thanks for tuning in. Next week we'll
Is this
see
the Spirit
who
Fingers
it
ending?
is. Yeah, Spirit Fingers. Woo! Fucking yeah.
Right fucking now.
Right fucking now. Did I do gang thing? I didn't mean it. I don't know any gang signs. I just am expressive.
You're like using a little scissor.
Rock,
Cut
paper, scissors.
it out.
Ooh, that would be a good picture. Rock, paper, scissor.
Okay.
I'm going to pick rock.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we each pick one
Paper.
thing?
Scissor. Wait, hold
Right there. You're welcome, world.
on.
Bye.
Bye.